Spartans! What is your profession?
They see the wins, but they don't see the work. They don't see the pioneer digging in the dirt, digging to the core. This that 305 hustle, baby. Let's ride. They call me pioneer, I'm digging to the core. You just want to shine, I'm the one who found the ore. I'm a one-man wrecking crew, I open tune. Knocking down these milestones one by noon. I'm a ultimate team player, but I lead the tech. Put the whole damn city, put the team up on my back. Yeah, I run the new stack, building on the mainframe. This that tech coach hustle, building up the brain. I don't back down, I just double up the work. When they shut the door, I find another quirk. In the system, in the market, man, I'm always on. One man army from the dusk, come till the dawn. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One man army, but I move like a boss. Never backing down, I just pay the call. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One man army, but I move like a boss. Yeah, I run this game, I just pay the call. This ain't your rap talk, this is my real life. Built a new foundation, cutting through the strife. Got the new tech running, stacking up the data. Got the AI working heavy, I'm the new creator. I'm a boss to my team, the new recruits. Show them how to win, how to get the loot. From the live stream to the brand new platform. I'm the one they call when they in a damn storm. I'm a pioneer, man, in that digital stack. Got the new school models running in the back. I don't just chase the goals, man, I hunt them down. This a one-man conquest, hand me the crown. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One man army, but I move like a boss. Never backing down, I just pay the cost. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One man army, but I move like a boss. Yeah, I run this game, I just pay the cost. It's deeper than the money, this is for the bloodline. Gotta make them see a hustler who's gonna always shine. Make sure that the legacy is set in stone. Show them how to build a whole damn world all on their own. This that on the map mindset, on the track. Like a grandmaster planning the attack. I'm the ultimate team player cause I built a whole team. I'm the one man army that supply the whole dream. From the new speech to the coaching plan. I'm putting my whole soul into the master plan. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One man army but I move like a boss. Never backing down, I just pay the cost. This that pioneer flow, digging in the deep. Maximize potential while they fast asleep. One man army, but I move like a boss. Yeah, I run this game, I just pay the cost. One man dynasty, with the whole team meeting. It's that pioneer flow. Maximize everything.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How are you doing this amazing night? Hopefully everyone is doing well. We are in the month of December. It is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Yes, it is. The year is just about over. Let me see. Hello. All right. Let me see. Making sure. Let me know how I sound. How I sound. Do I sound a little? Let me know how it sounds. I'm always tinkering with the sound because I think that sound is super duper important. Am I cutting in and out? I made a little bit of modifications today. Let me know how it is. Hopefully everything is going well with the sound. You guys let me know. All right. But I am Techo Droff. We are engineered to win. It's another Tuesday. You know how we do. Day in, day out, week in, week out. We continue to run it up. We continue to win. How is your week going so far? How was your Thanksgiving weekend? If I didn't see you this over the weekend, how did it go? Hopefully you are doing phenomenal. Hopefully you are headed towards Christmas and the new year strong and empowered. Hopefully everything that we did on this channel this past year has helped you significantly my goal, as always, is to add more and more value into your life. That is the goal of this channel, to help you get a new mindset, a new strategy, a winning mentality. Because guess what? We just want to win. We just want to win and have fun. Winning is fun. There is no fun in losing. All right. Do not listen to what all the people tell you that say, oh, you can have fun in losing. Losing is not fun. Losing. So let's try to win. Let's continue to win. Let's continue to run it up. All right. So I'm going to get into, so here's the game plan for tonight. We are going to do a little bit of housekeeping, but I want to work on the mobile app, the time cost calculator. We are going to continue testing it. I also want to go back to that other feature that we had implemented because it's not fully completed. I'm not sure if we're going to get to that tonight. We're going to check out how our tests are doing. I think we had to add some additional tests last week. So we're going to investigate all of that tonight. And so that's the game plan for tonight. I have some great stories to talk about as well. Meta and their scheming, devious ways. We have Robert F. Smith talking about AI value creation. Okay. And we have, what is the other topic that we have? I think it's about, oh yeah, OpenAI. They're running scared. Meta, devious schemes. OpenAI, did they order the code red? That's what we got to find out. And Robert F. Smith on AI value creation. So that is our game plan for tonight. Hopefully it goes as we plan. All right. But you never know. You never know how things will turn out. But before we get into any of that, housekeeping. First and foremost, thank you to all of the subscribers who have been with me, whether you're just found me or whether you've been with me for a very, very long time. We are working hard every single day. We are researching, we are strategizing. We are doing so much because I want you to see how I come up with ideas. I hear something, I research it, I try it. Hear it, research, try. Hear it, research, try. And that's all repeat. That is how my mind works. I don't get worried about, oh, are we going to, all the things that could go wrong and this and that. Let's just do it. Let's just get out there and do it. Sometimes it can cost us, but the benefits, what are the benefits, right? So whether you have been with me for a very, very long time, whether you are brand new to the channel, I appreciate you tuning in to me and allowing me to share my learnings, my mindset, all of that, right? So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right. Why is that so low? Let's just go like that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways. Next up, shout out to all of my tech barbarians. We work so hard. It's like every weekend we have something new inside of the Patreon. We are doing our vibe coding chills where we are analyzing the different tools and applications that we're building. We're talking about it. We are answering. I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions. I'm looking for people to try out, like for example, the OBS YouTube plugin to try that out. All that different stuff is what we are working on. And I also have my Scrum Nights that I have with my tech barbarians. So to everyone who is a tech barbarian, the way that we work, we are the best.
We the best.
All right. And lastly, shout out to my tech mercenaries, the YouTube channel members who allow this channel, quite frankly, to survive, to go across the entire world, delivering this tech value, delivering this mindset value, helping all of us be better tech people, be better in the tech industry, to get into the tech industry, all of that stuff. Let's go out there and let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. Quick announcements. Tomorrow, I am going to be premiering. I'm going to be premiering a video about breaking down the role of AI agent engineer. AI agent engineer. Have you heard of that role before? If not, you definitely want to tune in tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Watch it on playback. I will be in the comments at noon. I'm hoping to see you there, but we're going to have a fantastic time. And And by the way, I have a behind the scenes video that I'm going to be posting inside of the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon at techcoachralph.dev, where I'm going to be providing how I used Gemini 3 Pro to create the slides and how and a roadmap if you wanted to get into the AI agent engineer role. You can follow that roadmap and we can talk about it at techcoachralph.dev. So I'm going to be putting that bonus video there so that you could get a behind the scene looks as well. All right. So that's going to be at techcoachralph.dev. That is the game plan for tomorrow. Thursday, we're going to be going live again. We are going to be, so here's what happened, right? Thursday, Thanksgiving. So I wasn't working on Thanksgiving, like working at my day job. And after we got off the stream, I just went after getting the OBS plugin to work. I did get it to work. But so what we're going to be doing on Thursday is going over all that I did, how much it cost me, because it cost me something, how much it cost me. So how much it cost me, got it to work. I'm going to be showing it off. And we're just going to be talking about all of that, all the things that everything that I learned about it, because I learned a lot of do's and don't do's, especially with using AI for coding, how I wasted some time, how I went to get it to work for Windows, because some of my friends who use OBS, they use Windows. So I couldn't only get it working for Mac. And it was a whole thing. So we're going to be discussing that. We're going to be breaking it down, answering questions about it, all of that good stuff. That's going to be on Thursday night, right? So OBS plugin night. All right. But that is everything. Those are all the announcements. So thank you for bearing with me for that. Okay. I am going to check the chat, and then we're going to do our icebreaker is going to be planning a potential next project, because basically the OBS project, the OBS plugin, the YouTube plugin project, that's complete. That is complete. So you guys, if you saw the stream, you would know what I want to do next. Something that I build stuff that I need. I build stuff that I need. So there's something that I want to do next, but we got to build it because it doesn't exist the way that I want it to. So if it doesn't exist the way that I want it, just like the YouTube plugin, we build it. We will build it, right? So our icebreaker is going to be going into Gemini and getting the idea, researching. So I have a want. Now I'm going to research it. And then maybe next week, Thursday, we'll start building it if it's possible. Anything is possible. I'm going to take that back. I am going to take that back. Anything and everything is possible now. All right. But let me check the chat first, and then we will get into our icebreaker. We got my guy Magnetar in the building. Hits me with the Sith. Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Shout out to my guy Magnetar. And Magnetar, unfortunately, is a little bit under the weather. Oh man, Magnetar, I hope you feel better very, very fast. What is it? Is it a cold? Is it the flu? Whatever it is, I am praying for a speedy recovery, because we need you out here in these streets, man. And we got my guy Junior in the building. Hits me with the what's up, family. Shout out to my guy Junior. How is everything going with you, Junior? I know I'm just being formal when I ask you how you're doing. I know you are doing absolutely amazing, Junior. So I have to ask though. I have to ask. All right. Okay. So I want to, before we do any work, before we do any of our planned work for tonight, I want to, you know what? I wonder if I should do, we'll keep it the way it is. So I want to project research. Can we create a custom Stream Deck plugin? All right, you know what? Stop the show. My guy Junior just said that he installed the OBS YouTube plugin that I created, that we've been working on. And I spent probably the whole weekend working on it. I think I spent maybe all of maybe all of Friday slash parts of Saturday getting it to work on Windows, which I had not used a Windows computer in a long time, so it was a nightmare. We're going to talk about it more in depth on Thursday, but I'm just curious, did it work? Let me know if it worked, Junior, because us in the tech field, we have the saying, it worked on my machine. It mostly worked on my machine, and it worked on my one Windows computer. I spent like a good part of yesterday and today getting it to work on my other Mac, and I finally got that to work. So I think it should work, but I have not been able to verify that on other computers yet. So please let me know, Junior, if it actually works. That'll be very, very appreciated. All right, but I'm gonna get into let's get into this project research. Right, look. I have a problem. All right, hello, my name is TechWithRuff, and I have a problem. My problem is that I have OCD and ADHD, and in an addictive way, right? So like I'll be really, really focused on getting something to work, but I'm also trying to do a bunch of other things. So it's hard for me to like move on. So it's like, all right, if I have a schedule to follow, right, a schedule to keep, but this one thing, like this OBS plugin, is not working the way that it should work, it's hard for me to move on. So let's say I had to edit a bunch of videos, but my OBS plugin is not working the way that I want. It is so hard for me to move on to work on this OBS plugin, or to move on to editing my videos, because I need to get this plugin to work. It's a mess. It is a mess, but that's me. I accept who I am. I accept who I am. Let me see. I'm gonna let me do, because I see now Junior's trying to pull me into this conversation, and I can't. Let's do this first, and then focus. All right, let's do this first. So I'm gonna go to Gemini, and so can we create a custom Stream Deck plugin? All right, so I've done some research on this before. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me pull up Stream. All right, so you guys saw me the other day asking Gemini for what are some viable options, right? And honestly, there are no viable options. The best that it offers me is that, so you can maybe purchase a plugin or use this existing plugin, and you won't get, because you know, when we start the timer, we have a sound, and then it counts down, and then there's a sound at the end. However, there's not a plugin that does that exactly the way that I want it to do. Now, I use what they call a multi-action on the Stream Deck, but it's not doing, like, it can't do it. What I want is for it to actually tell me how much time is left in the 20 minutes, so that I can easily take a glance at it. Okay, cool, we have like 5 minutes left, and then I'm not taken off guard, and I'm like, oh man, I really want to keep going and stuff like that. So just to help with my OCD and my ADHD and my addictive personality, right? So I asked Gemini if there was any plugins, and they said, oh, you know, there's this plugin and that plugin, but nothing that really enticed me. So I said, you know what? We're almost done with the OBS plugin. And everything that I'm building right now is very related to, at least on Thursdays, is related to having a better streaming and recording experience. All right. So I said, you know what about we research? How would we build this ourselves? Is it going to be in C++? I don't know what Stream Deck uses. I've never built a custom Stream Deck plugin. How to even install it? I don't know. But guess what? I do know. I know how to use Gemini 3 Pro to look it up. I know how to use Kilo to build it, and we're gonna go from there. Right. So let's start off with this. Let's say, so how could we build our own Stream Deck plugin? What language are Stream Deck plugins built in? I would want to build my own custom plugin that I could have the start, or I could load a sound, or let's say load an audio file from my local computer, and I say load audio files. Load audio files from my local computer. Have the countdown display on the Stream Deck plugin or Stream Deck button. Have an audio file. So load audio files. Have the audio file, have a chosen audio file play when the button is pressed. Have an audio file played when the countdown is complete, and optional to have sounds played at certain points to let you know when you are halfway, a quarter of the way completed, etc. Right? So that's basically what I have in mind for this application, right? Or for this plugin, for this Stream Deck plugin. If it could do that, then I will be a happy camper. Okay. So, I'll just throw in there as well. Also, as a post MVP, we could have different designs for the countdown. All right. So I'm going to send that off. We're going to see what our options are, how we can build it. Because I'll give you an example. I did not know what language OBS plugins were written in. And over the past month, I've learned so much about OBS plugins, about creating Mac packages, creating Windows executables, how the OBS structure works, like really under the hood of OBS. CMake and C++ and the IDEs. So there's so much that we can learn in working this way, right? And that's why I like to share that with you, how I am building in public, learning in real time, the ups, the downs, the confusions when we run out of time, the frustrations, me wasting a lot. I wasted a lot of money this like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. My Black Friday shopping was on API keys. It's true. It is true. That was my Black Friday shopping on API keys. All right. So let me go and take a look at what they said. So since you're a developer and comfortable with C++, comfortable, I mean, Kilo Code is comfortable, you are in a great position to build this. While you can use C++, the modern standard for Stream Deck plugins, especially one focused on UI, countdown visuals, and file input output, is JavaScript, TypeScript running on Node.js. What? Are you serious? You're speaking my language. It says, here's the breakdown of how to build your custom coach countdown plugin. I like how that sounds. The tech stack: language JavaScript or TypeScript recommended. Runtime Node.js. Stream Deck plugins now run in Node environment, giving you full file system access. Really? SDK Elgato Stream Deck. Oh my, that software development kits make the world go round. They make the tech world at least go round, right? So architecture of your plugin. A Stream Deck plugin consists of two parts talking to each other. The plugin backend, a node.js process that handles the logic, timer, playing sounds, file, input, output. The property inspector frontend, a web page, HTML/JavaScript that appears in the Stream Deck software when you click the button. This is where you will add your file picker for the start sound and end sound. Okay, I got you. Implement your features, the visual countdown, different designs. You don't just send text to the keys, you generate an image on the fly. How? You use the Canva API, specifically the Canva node package management NPM package or similar in your node.js plugin logic. Every 500 milliseconds, your timer loop clears the canvas, draws a new remaining time. For example, oh, I see what they're saying. So basically you're going to be it's going to be an image being drawn every 500. I wonder, is there any Canva API? That's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting and fun. So basically it is doing, it's going to be redrawing the time with your custom font and color, converts it to a base64 string and calls set image. That seems like, I don't want to say simple, but it makes a lot of sense. Future proofing. Since you are drawing to a canvas, your different designs post MVP feature is just changing the drawing code. For example, drawing a shrinking progress bar, a pie chart, or a changing background color. Playing local audio. Since the plugins run on node.js, you don't have to deal with browser sandboxing issues, which was a pain in older versions. Input. The property inspector uses the standard input file. Save the file path to the button settings. Playback. In your plugin code, read the path from settings. Use a node package like sound play or play sound to trigger the audio playback directly from your local file path when the timer logic hits specific milestones. The coach logic, halfway, quarter marks. This is simple arithmetic in your main interval loop. So for instance, if you have 1200 seconds for 20 minutes, current time left, if the current duration is divided by, so if current equals duration divided by half, then play setting. Okay, I got you. How to start. Elgato has a CLI that scaffolds the entire project for you. Really? Install node.js if you haven't already. We have node.js. Install the Elgato CLI just like that. Wow, wowzers! And then so basically we're going to be installing npm Elgato CLI, and then you just do Stream Deck create. Okay, I feel you. Select TypeScript. And then says create counter template. This is the closest to what you want. It already has logic to update the button image. So something exists already. Okay, so then we would choose a template called counter, and then development workflow, run npm run watch. The CLI will compile your code and automatically update it on your real Stream Deck or Stream Deck simulator every time you save the file. Okay. And why is this better than C++, which we did for the OBS plugin? You mentioned you built an OBS plugin using C++. While Stream Deck supports C++, drawing dynamic graphics like countdown timer in C++ requires manually manipulating pixel buffers. Doing this in TypeScript with the Canva API is significantly faster to develop, easier to style, and performance is negligible for a simple timer. Okay. Well. I think we have our next project on deck because I got my YouTube video share plugin, check. Now I want to have my timer on deck, on Stream Deck, no pun intended, check. So we're going to be working on that probably next week, probably next Thursday. We're going to build that out. We're going to continue on Sunday with our speech app, And then we are going to transition to this one because Tuesdays is for mobile testing. Thursdays is for development, like plugin development and stuff like that. And Sundays is for the speech app development. All right. But that's it. I'm excited about this. What do you guys think? What do you think about this? Do you think it's going to be a fun and exciting project? I'll have to share my Stream Deck settings so you guys can see it working as well. So that is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait. All right. So there we go. We have our next project lined up already. All right. All right. All right. So let me check the chat real quick and then we will get to work. All right. Let me see. Magnetar said it might be a cold change in weather. Plus they're not giving us heat in the building. I have to work out of what? What are you serious? Hey, the government can't even give y'all heat to work. That is crazy. Junior says, Magnetar, say it ain't so. That's what I just said. That's how the government is treating y'all? Damn. Junior says, it worked. But to what extent? Bruh. I don't know how to take that. I'm not sure what's going on. It says the building is supposed to be demolished. Whoa, they got y'all working out of a building that's supposed to be demolished? Thank you, but no thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. Junior says, I have to use the URL link instead of the link I get when I click on the link share button on a YouTube video. Oh. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Let me write that down. Maybe that's something we could fix on Thursday. That should be pretty simple to fix. Let me send a note to self. Because I think I tried that one time too, and it didn't. That didn't work. But when you do, so that is good. That the full URL does work. Did you get the? Because I didn't give you all the instructions. But it should have worked. I don't know if you probably didn't do the Python stuff, but we'll talk about it because I'm just curious if you're able to get it to play on your OBS because you had to add the browser source onto your scene. So, but that's interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do something about that. Let me write that down. You see, but do you guys see how we build off of each other? I'm just happy to know that the executable actually was able to install on Junior's computer, and it actually installed because I was fighting with it so long and I could not get it to work. So that is exciting for me. Let's say for the OBS plugin, so we'll do that on Wednesday too, or on Thursday as well. OBS plugin should be able to parse the share button link from YouTube. All right, cool, got it. So I got that on my list. We will take care of that on Thursday. Let's see. Drew says, but I need to learn more about how it should work so that I can properly test. When I click fetch title, it fetches the title. When I click load video, nothing happens. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because you do need to. I'm gonna show it on Thursday, right? But and I'll send you a message on Discord. But basically, you need to add a browser source onto your screen, right? And then in the plugin, you're gonna say what's the target source. You're gonna give the name of that browser source. So, but I'll talk to you about that afterwards, so you can get that working. Let me see. So. It says, where are you supposed to be going? Why are they? That's what I'm wondering. We're waiting on them to give us answer. Really praying I get something. Let's see. It's in line with who you voted for. It says, I don't even know how to set up OBS. I got you. If you got the plugin installed, then it's just one step to get the video, so you can at least see the video loading. So I will message you about that. But I am super excited to hear that. That means the world, because if it's actually loading the title and everything, if you can see it installed, that means it works. So that is awesome. I am so happy to hear that it works on Windows. You know who haven't responded to me yet? Rod Brown has not said anything to me yet.
Bruh.
Yep. He sure hasn't. I sent it to him on let me see what did I send it to Rod Brown. I sent it. He didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even acknowledge it. Sadly enough, it was on 11:30:25. When was 11:30:25? That would have been on Sunday. I sent him on Sunday, and it is Tuesday. A month went by. We switched months, and he did not even acknowledge my message. All right, I'm just saying. Yep, beloved. That is our beloved for us. All right. Okay. We are going to get into a little bit of work. I know Junior has to take off at a little bit, so let's get some work done, and then we will see Junior off. All right. So, I have. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and put up our first 20 minutes.
It's time to
So last week we were trying out the widgets to. Let me go ahead and start up an emulator so we can properly see everything that we have going. And the interesting thing is, at work, I have we my team. We don't work on mobile, but we have been doing some analytics implementations, and so we had to swap it out on the mobile app. So I find myself this week testing our mobile app, and thank God that I'm really seriously, thank God that I have been working with this Android Studio mobile development for the past 2 years now, because if I had to just rely on the documentation that the team that works primarily in mobile that they wrote, not that the documentation is bad, but it would have been so foreign to me, having absolutely no idea what they're talking about, because the way that my company's mobile app is built is totally different than the way that my apps are built, but the tooling doesn't change. So me knowing about the simulator for iOS and the emulators for Android, it put me in a really good spot. And that is because that we are consistent and we are diligent. So by exploring how to build, by learning about Flutter and seeing, okay, how does this app development work? While it is totally different than what my company does, it puts me in a much better spot to actually be able to test an app that I barely have ever used before, right? So what I wanted to start off with is, let's see, I think these tests are the ones that had last failed. So I'm going to just run this file right here so we can see what's passing. I think, so all of that is passing, so that's good. Let's see what other tests that we need. So we came to here. So navigation test, is that the last thing that we did? Let me see, 6 days ago. So 6 days ago, we said, based on the code in test integration navigation, these are widget tests, all right? So we said so we moved them, other placed here. All right, so let's go ahead and run these tests. And let's see how they're doing. I think they're all gonna fail. Okay. And let's go to, let's see why they failed. So these tests are passing. So I'm gonna go ahead and commit these passing tests. We're gonna commit that so we can know that this is done. Git status, git commit test. Widget. Why is it that name? Widget. Oh, delete it. All right, that makes sense. Test widget time. I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna do lib main dart, and we can do test widget navigation flow completed the time cost. Let's material widget tests. Let's go here. What are you telling me? Your name anymore configured automatically based on your username. Please check that these are accurate. That should be fine. All right, cool. So get status. All right, so we have all. What branch are we on? We are on. Let me see. Get branch. We're on main. All right, cool. So we're on main, and then we have the smart timer that we want to get working, but not right now. So let's work on these tests, right? So we know this is working. We're not doing integration yet. Income setup screen test. Where'd that one live? That's under what? Does that work? Let me see. We didn't do this one. Does this one work? I think that one does work. Oh yeah, sweet. That one does work. So that's awesome. I think we fixed that. So now we're at the navigation flow test, because the other one, we have to go back to it because the functionality is not working yet. So what we're going to do is fix the functionality and fix the test in parallel once we get back to it. But I think if we get this navigation flow first, we have a bunch of tests, right? So we're gonna work on this navigation flow. Maybe even if we're not done with the navigation flow this week, next week we will work on the smart timer, so we can have that completed and part of like our next release, and then make sure we have the test over around everything else, right? So it said that let me see. So I'm gonna say here debug, and I'm going to say I'm trying to run. It's probably because of this stuff over here. If it's because of that, we did have the way to basically we have a way to ignore the banner stuff, right? So let's say this. I am trying to run the widget tests in navigation flow test.dart, and they are failing. I am currently investigating this test. It is failing with this here. I don't need you to fix it, but just tell me what is causing the issue. All right, so I don't want it to fix it. I just wanted to tell me what's causing the issue, because I know that it will get into this doom loop of trying to over and over again, and that is going to be a whole nightmare if I do that. So, and I will stop it if it tries to go on the attack and go on a rampage to try to do the most, right? As they like to say, you're doing the most. Yeah, sometimes these AI tools will do the most. All right. It's a lot of information. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what they said. Let me see. All right, so the pump and settle timed out error in the test should show income screen setup when no income is saved. It's caused by an infinite loop or long-running animation that prevents widgets from settling. Recursive navigation in lib/main.dart. The main navigation screen has the following logic: check income setup. In show income setup, the test should show income setup screen when no income is saved. It pumps the main navigation screen. Since no income is saved, mock returns null. The problem, show income setup screen pushes income setup screen. However, pump and settle waits for all scheduled frames to complete. If the show income setup screen is called, it pushes a route. If the user or test does not interact with it, it just sits there. Gotcha. Circular progress indicator. So the progress indicator should disappear. Let's look at the recursion again. So basically, it's trying to do something that never settles. Without shared preferences, and the shared preferences get instance might be failing to hang, or the storage logic is hitting an error that isn't caught properly, leaving the check income as true. Correction, Flutter test provides a default mock for the shared preferences. Let's see. So solution, you need to add the shared set mock initial value to setup in the, okay. So let's try doing that. And if we go to setup, so if we go here, so is it like here? And import the package. So set initial values. And all right, so let's try to run that one in particular. Let's run that. Let's see what that does. Oh, that worked. That worked just like that. Okay. So now let's try to run everything, see what happens. Because if all of them are failing because of that, then that means we are making progress. Okay. Okay, cool. Sweet. I like that. So all of these worked. Should update calculator when income is modified. All right. So this is probably going to be, why do those, okay, okay, that makes sense. Should handle navigation. Okay, that does make sense. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and means none were found, but one was expected. I think that this would be similar to the time cost material widget test. So I'm going to say for this test, it is failing for this test, colon. It is failing here, failing with this error. I think this is similar. You know what? Let me just, instead of putting that, I'm just going to go and check it because I think it's the same thing. So let's do 7,500. There's 7,500 here. If we go here, they put in 7,500. Saved it. Let me see if I can just find saved income 7,500. Saved income 7,500. And then if I, and what am I supposed to be validating? Pump and settle update. So it should be somewhere around here is the issue. So here's the issue right here. So it found update annual income, but it's failing here, I suppose. So if we say, and that would be the annual income. Okay. Annual income, saved income. I guess that's different from annual income. And we're looking to validate. Oh, I see what that is. So on that homepage. Okay. So I think it's similar to what we fixed on the time cost material widget test start previously. Can you see what is causing it to fail? Let's do that. I didn't specify not to fix it because it might just be a easy fix. It says you need to update the expectation to look for instead of. Really? That's what it is? Ah, is that it? No, not that easy. Let's go here. Should return a calculator. All right, so let's try that one again. Thought it would have been something a lot more damning. Let's see if it still fails there. It using so using passing. Okay, so found 0 containing $9.73. So you update to. All right, so what is if you put in 85,000, what would be because maybe the calculation might actually be off. So let's go ahead and start up our emulator. Let's do that. And let's see. All right. So if we update this to 85, comma 123, it's 970. Is that accurate? Let me see. It is 970. So if I do 1 hour of work, 970 it is. Okay, so the calculation was off. So now if you run it again, that should pass. Sweet. All right. It's gonna be a good night, it seems like. So this one is failing because of the same reason. Time cost reports. So this is failing at using past 75,000. It says income field, get started, time cost calculator, time cost reports. Tap on the reports tab and you're looking for so it must be reports and analytics then. reports and analytics. Let's run that one over. Let's see. What? Can you believe that? It passes. So that means all of our tests are passing? Get the heck out of here. Where do they do that at? Run. Sweet. So we have all of our tests passing. We still need to actually write tests for, I guess, for this page, for this page, for this page. We have our calculators tests done, but I think we're in a good spot. Before we actually write the tests for those, I do want to, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and
lunch break,
get commit tests. Oh, actually I have one more question that I wanted to ask. We'll ask it when we come back. We'll ask it when we come back from break. But basically I want to rename this file, this time cost material widget test, to a better name. And then we will add it, commit it, merge it into our new feature branch and get that feature working, right? So that'll be when we come back from break. Alrighty then, let me check the chat really quick before Junior has to head out. And let me see what we got going on over here. Excuse me. So, Junior says, don't blame Trump for that. The government has been that way. I've seen it long before Trump. That's a good point. That is true. That is true. I said that because him, Elon, and the other guy who runs OPM all said they want to do things to make people want to quit. That's a good point too. That is a good point too. Magnetar, guess what? We will happily welcome your geniusness into the private sector, and you can run it up with us, all right? Right now, the only reason no one is complaining is because the people that are in this building on base all moved from somewhere else. Our agencies offered this during COVID. And Rod Brown said, did somebody say government? What's up, Rod Brown? But you know what? Stop the show. Rod Brown, I have a question for you. Did you install the plugin that I created for you? Because I would have been happily content only having it available on Mac, but my beloved brother, Rod Brown, told me that he only uses OBS on Windows. So I spent a good part of my weekend, my long holiday weekend, getting the OBS plugin to work on Windows. I learned a lot, but I did learn a lot about Windows development, exe files, all that type of stuff, right? But did you install a plugin, Rod Brown? That is what I want to know. Did you install the plugin? Magnus says no, not to turn this into politics, but none of this would be an issue if he hadn't wrongfully blamed and gotten rid of telework. Telework saved taxpayers money. Says, look, y'all, Rod Brown, the beloved, is here. Says, no need to fear. I need like a superhero. I don't have one. Sorry, Rod Brown. But says, no need to fear. The beloved brother is here. The beloved brother who may or may not have installed my plugin yet. That beloved brother. I want to see. Oh, Jesus. use a StreamYard. I do plan on doing some StreamYard research because I was on with Talk That Tech yesterday morning with Joseph and Trey, and Rod Brown, I did shout you out. Because I was talking about me building the plugin, and I did say that you sent me the message at 11:54 p.m. Right before I went to sleep, and then I was up to like 4 o'clock in the morning. But I did shout you out, and I said the best. Maybe I didn't say the best, but I said my Christian creator friend Rod Brown. So I did shout you out, and I did blame you a little bit. You know, kind of like a get blame. All right, so let me see. You said, what is telework, working from home? Let's see. I'm good on the private sector. They are selfish and finicky. I mean, are you? What's wrong? All right. So, what's wrong with being selfish? I am very, very selfish. What's wrong with being selfish? There's nothing wrong with being selfish. As long as you're selfish for the right reasons, right? As long as you're selfish for the right reasons. Says, that's correct. There was remote telework. Says, I will install it tonight. Thank you so much, Rod Brown.
I appreciate you.
Says, I'm now in remote status, which means I left Illinois, where my agency is headquartered, and I am able to work in Nevada. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you left Illinois under remote status to work in Nevada, but in Nevada, the building that you're in, they're going to demolish it? Wait, are they demolishing the building in Nevada or in Chicago? Or not Chicago. I know you're not Chicago, in Illinois. Every time I hear Illinois, I think Chicago, but not Chicago, in Illinois. Are they demolishing that building or the building in Nevada? Too many moving pieces. Too many moving pieces. But guess what I'm going to do right now? Guess what I am going to do right now? Guess what? I am going to use my plugin. So we are going to be talking about Sam Altman. Sam Altman, yes, the CEO of OpenAI. He orders. Sam Altman orders in. No, that isn't. Orders AI in AI. Sam Altman orders in AI. That doesn't work. Okay, Sam Altman orders in AI code red. I'm sorry. Grammar, reading, all those type of things. They throw me off. That is my OCD part, right? That's my OCD part. But Sam Altman orders in AI code red. Can OpenAI handle the truth? Let's get into it. Where's my YouTube? Oh, there you go. Like, where's my YouTube? All right, so, and I'm using my plugin, by the way. I am using my plugin, by the way. And Rod Brown Jr. did install the plugin, and it works. Mostly works.
Mackenzie Sigalos joins us now. What does this mean? I mean, is this now put Google in a position now where they have an opportunity now to beat OpenAI in any stretch?
It certainly seems to signal that. So this code red warning comes from a leaked memo cited by the Journal and the Information. And in it, Sam Altman tells staff to pause work on ads, health and shopping agents, and then shift focus back to their core ChatGPT experience. Faster responses, better personalization, more reliable answers. And to your point, Scott, it is the clearest sign yet that OpenAI feels the heat from Google. So Gemini 3, it is top.
That is absolutely crazy. So they said, stop the marketing start. Did you order the code red? Did you order the code red? What do you want? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. That's what we got going on right now. Is Google about to overtake OpenAI? Is Google and you know what? After we go through all of this, right? I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna break it down for you like no one else will. All right.
ChatGPT on key benchmarks and helped push Gemini's monthly users from 450 to 650 million in just a few months. Altman told employees that a new reasoning model launching next week already beats Gemini, but the memo makes clear that OpenAI's moat is under real pressure here. And it's not just Google. DeepSeek, it rolled out 2 new models that it says matches both GPT-5 and Gemini 3 on benchmarking tests. Another reminder that this leaderboard in AI is shifting in the course of weeks, not years, not even months. And all of this is coming as OpenAI is committed to $1.4 trillion in long-term AI infrastructure spending, a sell that was a lot easier to investors when ChatGPT was comfortably ahead. Scott?
Well. How you like them apples? So here's my take, right? And I have an article that goes with this too, but here's my take. Here is my take. Don't bet against Google. So OpenAI, they were super duper cute. They were the first. Just because you're the first does not mean or guarantee that you will be the best. Why do I say that? Well, here is one thing that Google has that OpenAI does not have, could have kind of had, but probably will never have. That is an ecosystem. It's the ecosystem. Google has their own ecosystem. They have their own cloud technology, own data centers. They have their own suite of products, such as like the, what do you call it? Google Drive with like Google Docs, Google Sheets, the forms, the slides, all of that, right? And guess what they were able to do that OpenAI is not able to do? Plug it into their ecosystem. So now, here is how Google and Gemini gets so many users, because when I was creating my presentation, I'm in slides I'm creating my presentation, right? I said, can you create a slides from all the things that we've been talking about? And I clicked the button and boom, the slideshow is created, exported to slides, right? So now Gemini pushes it to slides. Then as I'm going through the presentation, it says, oh, do you want to make the slide nice? Click on this button, and it uses Nano Banana to make the slide look absolutely amazing. I showed it at Vibe Code and Chill this past weekend. So Google has the ecosystem. They have everything. So now the user base for Gemini just goes all the way up because they make it available everywhere. You can be reading a document, right? And you just click on a button, summarize this document for me. And it just fits right into Gemini, everything like that. They are taking over. People still say people are dumb by that. I'm sorry. I'm about to go on another tangent. So I'm watching a live stream. I'm watching back a live stream from last night, this morning, and people like they're stating like these facts and stuff like that, where like very subjective, quote unquote, facts, and they're like, right on the stream, oh, ChatGPT told me this. ChatGPT. I'm like, oh my God, this is not how AI is supposed to work. Oh God. Regardless, but Gemini is, I have not used ChatGPT in God knows how long, because Gemini, and I even paid for a Gemini Pro subscription because it integrates with everything that I'm doing, and I'm able to basically use it as much as I want, get my API keys, although I ran up the bill the other day, right? So that's why Sam Altman orders, yes, he ordered the code red. So let's go ahead and check out this article really quick. What? Gotta create an account? Hold on. That's what you gotta create an account to. Hold on. That sucks. Oh, hold on, creative figure out. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Great. Done. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to here. And let's read this real quick, right? So Alphabet owned Google just gained a leg up over OpenAI's ChatGPT according to a recent stock market performance. Wow. Shares of Alphabet and its chip partner Broadcom are surging this quarter as its new version of Gemini AI was released, while proxies for private OpenAI. So OpenAI is also private, so that's why they're terrified, because they don't have the power of Google. While proxies for private OpenAI, Nvidia, and Microsoft underperform. I am so sorry to hear that. I'm not read the chart. Right, so Google once considered an AI laggard. You know, like who you calling laggard?
How dare you?
Right? It says once considered an AI laggard, stunned the market last month with its release of Gemini 3 AI model, which surpassed and matched several of the capabilities of ChatGPT and the GPT family models in industry benchmark test. Gemini Pro, it might suck at analyzing jujitsu, but it is absolutely amazing in just about everything else. When you see the video tomorrow for AI Agent Engineer, and you see how crispy the slides look, you're gonna be like, what? It's gonna be absolutely breathtaking. All right? It says Google also released its latest custom silicon chip, its 7th generation tensor processing unit, the TPUs to combat with Nvidia. They said, bring it on. Bring it on. Just like the movie Bring It On, all right? The cheerleading movie Bring It On. In November, and reports later emerged that the company is preparing to make its TPUs available for other companies beyond Google Cloud, adding another revenue stream to the search giant. So they're like, all right, we see you, NVIDIA. Although we at Google Cloud use our own TPUs, we're going to make it available for other people as well. We are going to say, you know what? We're going to license out. You can be charging $25,000 per hour for a GPU. Come on. If you don't want, so this is what Google's saying. They're pulling the Suge Knight. If you don't want NVIDIA logos all up in your GPUs, all up in your business, come over to Google Cloud and use our TPUs. All right? I'm telling you that is what's going on, right? NVIDIA and OpenAI share a close relationship. NVIDIA's GPUs power much of OpenAI's ChatGPT model. Is OpenAI private? Is OpenAI private? Is it OpenAI? Yeah, they're still a private company. Okay, gotcha. All right, so says NVIDIA and OpenAI share a close relationship. NVIDIA's GPU power much of OpenAI's ChatGPT model, and the company have a strategic partnership to deploy at least 10 gigawatts of AI data centers with a phased investment of up to $100 billion from NVIDIA. Microsoft has been a major investor in OpenAI and owns almost a third of the newly structured for-profit entity. Since Google Gemini 3 models released on November 18th, the stock market has apparently decided Alphabet is now the AI leader. Let's go. Let's get it.
Are you ready?
All right. Wells Fargo chief equity strategist Oshun Kwan pointed this divergence out to clients in a note this week, saying the valuations of the proxy stocks tell the tale. Shares leveled to OpenAI's ChatGPT model and to NVIDIA graphics processing units, the GPUs, are for the first, wait, let me read that again. Shares levered to OpenAI's ChatGPT model and to NVIDIA graphics processing units, GPUs, are for the first time since 2016 trading at a discount, to those levered to Google's Gemini's AI model and the search company's custom tensor processing units, TPUs, per their relative forward price to equity ratio, according to Quan. Now, Gemini TPU stocks trade at a premium relative to ChatGPT GPU peer for the first time in nearly a decade. The market is saying Google is winning the AI race. You do not bet against Google. Google's like, I see your little, what do you call it? I see your little antitrust lawsuits. So while the feds were trying to tie up Google with their little antitrust lawsuits for Chrome, oh my God, Chrome, you guys have the shit. You guys, Apple and antitrust, and you guys are a monopoly. Blah 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 blah. Google's like, we're gonna go handle these court cases over here, but over here we are ramping up Gemini. We're ramping up our TPUs. You guys can have Chrome, whatever. We got Gemini. We got our TPUs. Whatever. Right? The code red. The code red. Yes, indeed. OpenAI Chief Executive Officer Sam Altman may be getting the message to the market is sending. Altman told employees on Monday that the company is announcing a code red. He is ordering the code red. He ordered the code red. And he's not lying about it. Effort to improve the quality of ChatGPT and is delaying other products to focus on that effort, according to a Wall Street Journal report. OpenAI has been facing pressure from Gemini's quickly climbing user base, which was about 650 million in October compared to 450 million in July. Yup. NVIDIA is similarly battling concerns over Google's in-house chips. Some investors think Google's CPUs could take away NVIDIA's chip dominance, particularly after a report claimed that one of NVIDIA's biggest customers, Meta, yes, we reviewed that last week, Meta and Google teaming up, they are becoming the new AI Avengers, all right? For its data centers, NVIDIA, after seeing its stock fall 3% on reports, said in a recent X post that it is a generation ahead of the industry. Oh, okay. Talk your stuff. Talk your stuff, NVIDIA. They said we don't see your little TPUs. We don't see your little TPUs. All right. With more powerful chips than Google, GPUs serve a wide range of parallel computing tasks, while TPUs are used for specialized tasks. The enthusiasm may be overdone, but what's certain is that AI is no longer a tide that lifts all boats. Quan continued. The trade is becoming more nuanced and idiosyncratic. Wow, I hit that word really well. I hit that idiosyncratic. That I don't even know what does that mean? Now and see, now here comes the part. So come on, give me that. Let me see. Define idiosyncratic. It stands for relating to idiosyncrasy. All right. It's particular. All right. So what about all right? So idiosyncrasy, a mode of behavior or way of thought peculiar to an individual, a distinctive or peculiar feature or characteristic of a place or thing. Okay, I don't know what that means. Anyways, the average pairwise correlation of stocks in the NASDAQ 100 have plummeted to 14%. An all-time low, suggesting winners and losers are starting to emerge. Alphabet stock significantly outperformed its Magnificent Seven peers during the month of November, which saw several tech stocks sell off. Shares of Google parent have rallied more than 66% this year and are up about 30% this quarter. Investors can look at Broadcom's surge as also a sign of soaring interest in TPUs, which are a kind of application-specific integrated circuit, or ASIC. Broadcom has long helped design and manufacture Google's chips and dominates the market for custom ASICs. It's now up about 65% year to date. Well, I like it. I like it a lot. NVIDIA, meanwhile, has fallen under pressure after 2 years of blockbuster gains. The stock is up 35% year to date, but down more than 2% this quarter.
Bruh.
Okay, well, it is what it is. It is what it is, but it's all good. 38-year-old nurse quit her job to run a laundromat full time. That might be something I have to review next time, right? But what do you guys think? Do you think that Google is going to overtake OpenAI? I honestly, between you and me, I think they already have. I think that OpenAI, they're not dead, right? But they're second fiddle. If I stopped using OpenAI maybe like 6 months ago-ish. Let me see. Where's my ChatGPT? I'm not even signed into ChatGPT. It's so bad. I'm not even signed into ChatGPT. And when I go to sign into ChatGPT, right? Watch this. When I go to sign into ChatGPT, I log in through Google OAuth, right? Let me see if I can find out the last time I used ChatGPT. Let me see. Your chats, Sora. So the last time I used ChatGPT for as a Sora prompt example, I think that was fairly recent because I was trying to see how it worked, how to prompt for Sora. Don't these have dates on there? Let me see if there's any. I don't see any date on this. I don't know if these have dates on them. Library, images, search chats. I don't know if these have dates on them, but I know it was a while ago that I did this one. I wish I could see the date. Yeah, it is what it is. I really wish I could see when I made the prompt. Can I see it on this? Nope. Well, it was a while ago though. It was a while ago that I did that. And then this one was even longer ago. Yeah, I don't even know. But if I am not using ChatGPT, the shift is coming because I am always ahead of the market of the game, of what's in and what's out. So I was using ChatGPT while people were terrified of ChatGPT, and then I moved on to Gemini, and now people are using ChatGPT for the worst reasons and the worst purposes, but they're using it as their source of truth, right? So, and I guarantee you this, they're using the free one too. So, which means that the reasoning model is not that great. So it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Now let me check to see if there's anything in the chat, and then we're going to get back to work. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Magnus, I was being facetious about selfish, finicky remark. I know. I'm just jabbing at you. That's all. I wasn't taking you seriously. All I'm saying is that the private sector was not for me. God allowed me to thrive in the public sector. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just messing with you. The same, Magnus, I'm messing with you the same way you say, come and join us in the public sector. I'm messing with you. Come and join us in the private sector. That's all. That's my only. I was just kidding about that. Go wherever they pay you. All right. And Rod Brown says, amen, Magnetar. And my guy Junior had to head out for Bible study. Enjoy your Bible study. I will see you on tomorrow's live stream with Rod Brown, who will not be using OBS. That means he will not be using my plugin, but nonetheless, he will be on. I will see you there. Let's see. It says, that's a topic for you. I noticed a lot of people tend to leave that out when referring to judging others. What part are you? Well, can you maybe that'd be a good topic to talk about on tomorrow's show, but what parties are you referring to being left out when judging others in your comment? I'm just curious. It says, Rod Brown says, I will still continue to use ChatGPT. No, you won't. I'm telling you right now, Rod Brown, you are not going to continue using ChatGPT. You say that now, but you won't. I'm telling you, you say that now, but you won't. You will eventually switch to something that is going to integrate a lot easier into your workflow, unless whatever it is that you use, because maybe if you're using Microsoft products and maybe VS Code or something, maybe ChatGPT, I don't even think they do, right? But you will switch to something that is more, as a tech person, right? As a tech person, you're going to switch to something that is going to be more integrated into whatever it is that you use. Watch, mark my words. You're going to, like, if you were to use Gemini for a month, you would never look back. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to say it right now. You're not going to look back. Let me see. Magnus says, I know I have the other math GPT, but I'm now going to see how well Gemini can break down my trigonometry work. I don't know. I don't know. Well, here's what we can do, right? Because I don't know how well the Flash model is going to do with the reasoning. On our next Vibe Coding show, let's try to do some math problems, some trigonometry problems with the Gemini 3 Pro to see how that works. So let's do this. We'll put them side by side. We'll use your Math GPT to put in a trigonometry problem, and we will use we'll use Gemini 3 Pro for that same math problem to see how it breaks it down and everything like that. Also, in the video tomorrow about AI agent engineer, one of the projects that is suggested is to build a math problem solver as an AI agent engineer. So we'll definitely talk about that. I think that would be a great thing to do for our next Vibe Coding show. And Magnus just says a bet. That's what. And also Magzar, I'm going to reach out to you on Discord so that we can set up. I need to order my ledger. I'm learning about this stuff now. I need to order my ledger so that we can set up the date for the Vibe Coding show. We're going to be transferring crypto to a ledger type thing that you're going to be showing us. So that's all going to be Magzar. I'm just going to be hosting it. He's going to show us how to do all that stuff. So that's going to be at techwithdruff.dev, and let's have some fun with that. All right. Let me see. Cool. I think that's all right. So that's everything for now. Let's jump into another working session. Let's go here.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, we are going over here. And so what I was going to ask you to do before I commit, I wanted to find out what is going to be a good name for that file, because it's not a great name. I'm going to say copy, maybe not that copy. Let's say copy reference file name. All right. I don't think that the file name is descriptive. And can you guys hear me okay, by the way? Rod Brown, Magnetar, can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make sure that it doesn't sound like blurry, or it doesn't cut off. It doesn't sound too low, because I was messing with the audio settings earlier today. So I just want to make sure it sounds good. So you guys, please let me know. I don't think the file name is descriptive enough for what it is testing. Can you see if the file name works, or what would be the best suited file name for the best suited file name for this? I think that works. For this test file, let's go with that. Let's go with ask. All right, so it's analyzing the content of the file. And it said primarily test the functionality of the main calculator screen, specifically the time cost calculator. A more descriptive and standard file name would be time cost calculator screen test. That worked. This name clearly indicates that the file contains widget tests for the time cost calculator. Other good options would be calculator screen test. main calculator test. I recommend time cost calculator screen test as it best aligns with the widget class name. That works. I like that. I can live with that. So I am going to take that and I'm going to rename this file. That. So we just switched out material for screen, which is it's the right thing to do. All right, so now I am gonna run those tests one more time just to be safe. Make sure they work. And they do. All right, perfect. So this is great. I am going to, another thing we want to do. All right, so I am going to one more thing we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna do this. This one's gonna be code. Can we set up a GitHub action to run the unit test and widget tests? To run the unit test and the widget test. So yeah, let's do those two. And GitHub, so we can start setting up our CI/CD pipeline. So let's do that one real quick, and then we'll get to checking out the other branches. What I'm doing here, I'm finishing this up. We're going to check out this branch. And then we're going to check out the other branch. We're going to merge this branch into the other branch so that we can work on that. All right. So very simple. I have created the GitHub action workflow file, GitHub/workflows Flutter test. This workflow will trigger on push and pull requests to the main or master branches. It sets up the Ubuntu environment, installs Flutter, gets dependencies, and runs Flutter tests, execute both unit and widget tests. All right, so perfect. So what I'm going to do here, I am going to do a git commit. All right, let me do a git status real quick. A git status, git add, git commit, and git merge are going to be like the most common. The most common one to use, right? So let me do git add GitHub, and we are gonna do git status again. So we have modified navigation flow. We renamed. All right, so we're gonna do git add test. Let's just do git add test. Git status, and now we're gonna do git commit, and we are going to say -m for the message, and we're going to say we are going to say added widget test. And do we have any? We don't have the unit test here. All right, so added widget test and GitHub action. So added widget test. Oh, shoot. Let me do git commit. Something's wrong with this IDE for the terminal. Added widget test for navigation and calculator and GitHub action to run Flutter tests. And we do git push. Sweet. Now I'm gonna do git checkout, and I'm also gonna test out the zero traffic. Is that the, no, that's not the one. Let me see. Git branch. We want. Is it that one? Smart timer integration with. No, I think it's this one. So let's stop running this. Stop that. Okay. And we're going to do git checkout 001. And I am going to try to run this now. Main. And while that's happening, I am going to go to GitHub and I want to go to time cost calculator. So let's go over here real quick while we're trying to start the app, see if it works. I want to go over here and I want to do a pull record. I guess I don't. Let me see actions. Maybe we can do action. Oh, I guess. Oh, look at that added widget. So let's see if this is actually going to work. So this is it's running this action because we just pushed to the main branch. I pushed to the main branch because we didn't have any functional changes. I just want to see what's going to happen, like if this is actually going to work. So right now it's installing the dependencies. And so integration tests, I didn't expect the integration tests to run, but that's fine. We can probably exclude them somehow. But all of these tests are running. So this actually worked. We added a GitHub action to have our widget test and our unit test run, and they actually did. The integration tests ran too, but we probably want to exclude those because we're going to take an emulator, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get an emulator on there. So we'll research that. But this is great. This is a great sign that our tests are running. So that's good. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that was working properly. Let's go back over here, and we have allow. Okay, so this is working, and so let's find out the things that are not working. So let's say let's do 100K a year, 1142. And if we go to the focus timer, and the issue that we've been having is when a few things that were happening. So let's say we start and we say allow. Let's say test. It should have just started though. Say start. It's counting down, and the cost is counting up. And then if I say pause, so 2452, 11, it should start back from the 2452. Okay, that does. So this is good. This is what we want. What I don't want, if I do pause, I don't want the start button there anymore. Only resume or stop, right? Because if I do start, it's gonna start over. That doesn't make any sense, right? If I do pause again, resume. So this part is good. If I do stop, it resets it, which is good. All right, so let's solve for that. And also, while I'm in here, I'm going to run a couple of things we're going to do. Let me stop running this all together. We are going to git merge master, because right now we don't have all of our tests in here. We're going to merge master into here to clean all this stuff up because everything is a mess right now. So let's say git merge master. Not something that we could, git merge main. There are conflicts merging. Oh crap. A bunch of merge conflicts. So auto merging, so merge conflict with lib main.dart. We have to fix those. All right, so that's part of the game. Let's go ahead and fix those conflicts. So lib main, let's see what those conflicts are. Let me minimize this for now. Let's expand this. So coming from main, let's go minimize this as well. Good old merge conflicts. I didn't even think about that. So let's go to, gotta fix each of these one by one. Let's go to where they have our first, where is this? Where do the merge conflicts start? Let's go to, okay, so here to here. So what's the change on decrement? So would it be just getting rid of this? Would fix it? Hmm. Let's try something different. Let's try something different. File has unresolved conflicts. Resolve conflict. All right, so let's see if we do resolve conflicts. Changes from main. Okay, so we want this in there. So we want this in here. And here we want that too. Merge main. Yeah, we're merging main, and yeah, we're merging main into here, right? So we want that. We want this. Basically, we want all of the changes from here. What is this? Class extend state. Widgets binary. All right, so let's get this one. Here we want this. Saved income, we want that because we didn't do any changes on the, we didn't do any changes like on the main, so we do want all of these things in here. We want that. We want that. Oh, what was that? Let me see. Can I do that? Future check income setup. And this one, okay, check. Okay, so this is just what, adding spaces. Why would you add spaces to that? We'll clean that up later. Let's see. Here. Let's go here. I don't want to just accept everything. I want to like actually go through it to see what is happening. So now from main, we want that. We want that. And what's going to happen is we should just be able to run our tests to make sure that everything is working as it should. And if it doesn't, we would just roll it back. And that is why having tests in place are so important. I don't have any. Let me see what these errors are. What are these errors? Template.default isn't defined. And okay, so that's probably just something that we need to import after the fact. So yeah, I probably have to import template. So I think we got everything that we wanted in these. No, not yet. So we want, what is this? Reset activity specific values. So let's get these in there as well. Activity specific values. Let's get that in there. Let's get that in there, that in there. Is that everything? Oh, wait. This was for the Flutter tests. Is testing default value. Let's get this one in there. And what is this? So only load if it's a real run, not a test. Is testing. I think that's going to be better suited on. Yeah, I think that one's going to be better over there. Is there anything that's missing? Show detail. Let me see. No changes, conflicts. What else is there? Did I get everything? Did I get everything? Oh, wait, there's more. Let's see. This was for on decrement. On decrement. What is the accept? Which one is which? I would probably want to go with the main, since we know those tests are passing. What is this? Accept. And then here, let's go with that. Okay. Ooh, something happened. What happened over here? Let's undo that.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let me see. Navigation. Get user entered time spent in activity. So if I sync this one, I will reject this for now. Then we'll ask it to fix it again if we have to. Is there anything else? One more conflict. What's the conflict? Let's finish this one off. What is the last conflict? I think I saw it. Where is the last conflict? I thought I saw it. Where was that? Here. So on decrement, I'm gonna go with this one again. I'm gonna ignore this one. All right, all changes processed, all conflicts resolved. Let's apply that. And let's see. Any more of those? So we should do a pub get on this. No, because the pub is going to be pub spec, not build. Pub spec yam. There's more merge conflicts to fix. All right, we'll finish fixing those merge conflicts when we come back, because they're a little bit there's a lot of them that we need to fix. So we will take care of that. All right, but it is break time. Break time it is. All right, so let me see. Do I have anything in the chat before all right. Max says that you can hear me. Awesome. That's good to hear. Let's see. All right, cool. So our next break time topic: Did Meta harm research that exposes social media harm? All right, so let's go with cool. Let's go with here. So this article is brought to us by CNBC as well. It says Meta halted internal research suggesting social media harm, court filing alleges. So, article written by Jonathan Vanian. Key points. The TLDR, the too long, didn't read. Meta halted internal research that purportedly showed people who stopped using Facebook became less depressed and anxious, according to a legal filing containing newly unredacted information that was released on Friday. What? How did they find this research, though? How did Meta find out the research that people who stopped using Facebook became less depressed and anxious? I will say, when I stopped using Facebook in 2016, my life did get a lot better. I will say that. So that research that Meta might have hid is probably true. It is probably true, because I barely ever use Facebook nowadays, right? I might go on. I don't go on Facebook. I don't know. So the legal brief is related to high-profile multi-district litigation from plaintiffs such as school districts, parents, and state attorney generals against companies like Meta, YouTube, Snap, and TikTok. I don't think I've ever used Snap. I have a TikTok to post stuff on automatically, but I never go on it. I use YouTube all the time. Like I said, I do not use Facebook. We strongly disagree with these allegations, which rely on cherry-picked quotes and misinformation opinions in an attempt to present a deliberately misleading picture, Meta spokesperson Andy Stone said in a statement. So even if it is cherry-picked quotes, it's probably still true, right? There goes our good old buddy Mark Zuckerberg, the Zuckster himself. Let me see. Mark Zuckerberg, chief executive officer at Meta, during a dinner with tech leaders. And all right, so that was the dinner with tech leaders. Says Meta halted internal research that purportedly showed that people who stopped using Facebook became less depressed and anxious, according to a legal filing that was released on Friday. The social media giant was alleged to have initiated the study dubbed Project Mercury in late 2019 as a way to help it explore the impact of our apps have on polarization, news consumption, well-being, and daily social interactions, according to a legal brief filed in the United States District Court of Northern District of California. The filing contains newly unredacted information pertaining to Meta. The newly released legal brief is related to high-profile multi-district litigation from a variety of pages. We read that part already. The plaintiff claims that these businesses were aware that their respective platforms caused various mental health-related harms to children and young adults. Define young adults. What age is young adults? Where do you cut off children? Where do you start young adults? Because harmful to children's fair. Young adults, if it is over the age of 18, sorry, but not sorry. But it failed to take action and instead misled educators and authorities, among several allegations. We strongly disagree with these allegations, which rely on cherry-picked quotes. I already read that part. The full record will show that for over a decade, we have listened to parents, researched issues that matter most, and made real change to protect teens, like introducing teen accounts with built-in protections to provide parents with controls to manage their teens' experience. But isn't that just recent? They did that because of AI having explicit conversations with teenagers. So I don't know. A Google spokesperson said in a statement that these lawsuits fundamentally misunderstand how YouTube works, and the allegations are simply not true. So I will give the tech companies this. Most people most lawyers, politicians, etc., are, with all due respect, they're idiots, right? I mean, they don't know how technology works. They don't know how algorithms work. They just give you what you want. They just give you what you want. So a lot of people don't understand how this stuff works. So now they're suing, and now they're going to rely. When I was working at a tech company back in like 2000, from 2009 to 2016, right? There was a lawsuit that we had to deal with. And the problem with these lawsuits is that you have a bunch of, with all due respect again, idiot jurors who don't know how technology works, and they are judging on something that they have absolutely no idea about, and they don't want to be there in the first place, right? So they're just like, yeah, whatever. That sounds like this person was wrong. They don't know the technical term. They don't know the. So now these lawyers are putting these big fancy words and platforms in front of them, and they're like, oh yeah, they must be guilty. This company must be guilty, right? Sometimes the big company must be guilty, or sometimes they want to stick it to the big company, so the little company must be innocent, or vice versa, whatever, right? YouTube is a streaming service where people come to watch everything from live sports to podcasts to their favorite creators, primarily on TV screens and not a social network where people go to catch up with friends. So that is true. However, based on what you search for, you will get a lot more. And I will say, with an account that is not that you're not logged into, I definitely see a bias in the type of content that YouTube pushes to people. So, because I do research on different accounts and not logged in accounts, right? If you like, it'll cater to your algorithm, but if you have no algorithm, it'll force a particular one on you, right? We also develop dedicated tools for young people guided by child safety experts that give family controls. Snap and TikTok did not immediately respond for a request to Snap and TikTok. Like, man, get out of here. We don't care. In 2019, Meta research was based on a random sample of consumers who stopped using their Facebook and Instagram usage for a month. The lawsuit alleged that Meta was disappointed that the initial test of the study showed that people who stopped using Facebook for a week reported lower feelings of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and social comparison. Wowzers. Meta allegedly chose not to sound the alarm, but instead stopped the research in the lawsuit. All right. If we're not getting the good results, we're just not going to research it anymore. That way, if we don't research it, we can't have bad results. There you go. We can't report something that we're not researching, right? The company never publicly disclosed the results of the deactivation study, according to the suit. Instead, Meta lied to Congress about what it knew. What did they say? What did Meta say to Congress? The lawsuit cites an unnamed Meta employee who allegedly said, if the results are bad and we don't publish and they leak, is it going to look like tobacco companies doing research and knowing cigs were bad and then keeping that info to themselves? It kind of sounds like it. Does kind of sound like it. I'm sorry to say. Stone, in a series of social media posts, pushed back on the lawsuit implication that Meta shuttered the internal research after it allegedly showed a causal relationship between its apps and adverse mental health effects. Stone characterized the 2019 study as flawed and said it was the reason that the company expressed disappointment. The study, Stone said, merely found that people who believed using Facebook was bad for them felt better when they stopped using it. That doesn't make sense. If you already have a negative feeling towards Facebook, then it might be a placebo effect. But if you say, all right, when I use, like, if I have a negative sentiment, let's put it like this, right? Let's put it like this, which the reason I'm using this example is because it could never be true. But let's say that I had negative sentiments towards Beloved, right? So I say, well, if I stop going to Beloved's channel or live streams, then, and now all of a sudden that I stop going, I feel better, then it's going to be like, well, duh, because you already believed that it was bad for you, which is not. Go subscribe to @Rod_Brown, @Rod_Brown, right? Beloved, our beloved, right? But it would make sense like, well, I feel better that I don't go there. So it's kind of biased in the first place, right? If you're gonna be researching people who already have a negative sentiment towards you, so what Stone is saying makes sense. Is it true? That's a whole nother story right there, right? This is a confirmation of other public research, deactivation studies out there that demonstrates the same effect, Stone said in a separate post. It makes intuitive sense, but it doesn't show anything about the actual effect of using the platform. Stone pushed back further. He said, I'm going in on the lawsuit characterization of the study on Monday via separate post on X. Wouldn't it if you're the Meta lawyer or spokesperson or whatever, wouldn't it be better for you to post it on Facebook instead of on X? You're actually using Elon Musk's platform? What kind of competition is that, right? Emphasizing that the portion of the study that the filing highlighted was only a pilot test that was one part of multi-tiered research. The study was intentionally designed to overcome expectations effect in order to understand the real impact of deactivation. It included a stage approach starting with a pilot to see if these efforts would work, Stone said in the X post. Unfortunately, they did not. And that, my friend, as Billy Madison said in Billy Madison about what did they call the thing that they had? But, and that, my friend, is the Industrial Revolution. And that is the reason the study did not continue.
Bruh.
It's not because they didn't get the results that they wanted. It's because that the pilot did not see the effort would work. I will leave it up to you and the jury to come up with your own conclusions. But did Meta hide the research? Was Meta entitled to sharing the research? Is it like the tobacco industry hiding that cigarettes would kill you? Can social media also kill you? That's the question. Let me know your thoughts in the comment about anything that I said. About anything. Do you agree, disagree? Do you still even use Facebook? Anyways, let me know your thoughts. All right. Let me get back to work. Let me check the comments real quick, see if anything came in. If not, we will. So, my guy Rod Brown says, I don't remember the last time I logged in to Facebook. What?
How dare you?
I sent Rod Brown a friend request on Facebook. I didn't. And he has not accepted my friend request yet. I didn't send a friend request. But if I did, that means he wouldn't have accepted it. It's been over a year and Rod Brown has not accepted my phantom friend request on Facebook. Ain't no good, but still our beloved. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into our last working segment. But I do want to get in our, oh my God, look at the time is running. Well, we started early, so we have time, right? Let's do one last working segment. And then we're going to, because I really, really want to get to Robert F. Smith's AI creation valuation. All right. So let's do one more segment. All right.
It's time to do.
So let's go ahead and continue cleaning up our cleaning this up, right? So head, we're going to keep this. We are going to get rid of that. Keep this. Let's go here. We're going to get rid of that. Get all these in here. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Hive. Do we have it twice? No, we have it once. All right. And we're probably just going to have to do it says it's duplicated. So let's remove the duplication then. Okay. Let's get rid of the duplication. All right. Hive test. All right. So this file is good. Let's do a resolve conflict. Are we resolved? Oh, okay. Let's do 3.3. Okay. Let's do all right, so main has a newer version. We could probably do some type of versioning thing in there too, so we can always make sure that we have the right versioning. Let's go to show details. Let's not do that. All right, so are we good here? Okay, so here, Hive generator, build runner. Okay. Is that everything? Oh wait. I thought oh, okay. So I did it, but whatever, we'll do it over again. And we will do Hive. I'll fix this manually. Let's do that. No conflict. All right, let's do apply. There is one change left unprocessed. Oh, continue merge. Where is the changes left unprocessed? Oh, okay, let's just do that. All right, so let's do apply. And then we will get rid of the duplicates like we had started to do. Let's go here. Is there a duplicate for that? Yes, get rid of that. All right, so that one is done. Get rid of this comment. Okay. What else do we got? Storage service. Oof, there's a lot of in here. So head. Let's see what we get. So let's go through the resolve conflicts. We want to take. So yeah, let's take this one, take that one. Everything from main we're pretty much gonna take. Go here, go here. Fixing merge conflicts, y'all. Let's see. Let's go with this one, this one, this one. Oh, it's a test. Okay. Let's go to this one, this one. Let's go here. Let's go here. That looks weird. Let's go here. Let's go here. Oh, that looks very weird. Let's take, actually, no, let's take it from, let me go back some more. I should have just asked it to do the fixing for us. Let's go here. Because the storage service test, that should be the newest ones, actually. Named parameter. Okay, so let's see here. Yes, these should be the newest ones. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here, here, here. Because those worked on the let me see. I'm gonna cancel this actually. Discard and cancel merge. Ooh, what did I just do? Okay. I'm gonna just ask Kilo. Where's my Kilo? Because this is a lot of different. All right, so let's go to start new task. I am trying to merge. I'm trying to merge the main branch into the current. What branch name is this? The current get branch. The current branch, but I have a bunch of merge conflicts. can you resolve those merge conflicts for me? Let's do that. Let's see how that's gonna do. Let's send that off. Let's see if that's gonna be able to resolve our merge because I don't really want to compare all the code between one another. It's gonna be too annoying. Get status. I'm gonna run it. Run. Okay. Kilo wants to switch to code mode. All right. Resolve conflicts in all of these locations. And the reason that is good, or the reason that I'm choosing to just do a Kilo, because since it already like did a bunch of work on this, it knows what it, or it should know what to merge, what to keep in this branch, and what to take from the main branch. And I would assume the majority is going to be taken from the main branch because that's where we did a big chunk of the changes. But like the duration adapter, I don't know. I don't remember what the activity template was. So now it's checking. All right, so now it's gonna be resolving conflicts. There we go. And after the conflicts are resolved, then we are going to run our test to make sure that they still work. If they don't work, then we have a problem on our hands. But it's doing pretty good so far, from what I can see. Let's see, okay. It's going through. Okay. Let me close this out a little bit so we can see better what's happening. So now it's updating the tests. Resolving all the conflicts. I like this is good so far. A really good Tuesday, productive Tuesday night. Let's see. Resolving pub spec lock, verify resolution by running test. I don't know if I want you to run my test for me, but okay. But that's what I would do. Like I'd verify the resolution by running the test. That's what we're planning to do. Run the test to make sure they still pass. Flutter pub get. Let's do that. RM. Okay, let's do that. Get rid of the lock file. Dependencies get updated. Perfect. Okay. Okay, we got all the updated dependencies. Now it's gonna try to run the test. If it fails running the test, I'm gonna stop it. Guess I'll do it. I'll do it. Let's see. I don't think it can run the test.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
Shout out to, oh my, all right. Stop the show. Shout out to the one. I'll go to full screen for this. Oh my God. Shout out to my guy, your car in the building with the $100 super chat. Says, just wanted to pop in and say many blessings, brother. Salute, badge. Oh my God, your car. How are you doing, your car? Your car, by the way. On Friday's episode of the Bug Bite, I had to give you your credit. I at the end of the video, I said, your car was right. Your car was right. Shout out to my guy, your car. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
But it's gonna be about AI music and the lawsuits and the agreements that they're reaching. I said, you know what? I throw my hands up. Your car was right. Your car was right at the end of the day. But shout out to my guy, your car. Oh my God. Another one.
Another one. I appreciate you.
All right. Just had to stop the show for that, because that is my guy right there. All right, we're gonna. It's hard, but I'm gonna get back to it. Let's finish this. All right. So, I am going to run the test myself. Let's do this. Let's do this. Clear Flutter test. What is failing? Navigation flow. So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run these tests one by one. Is there something? All right, nothing in here. Some tests failed. All right, so let's go ahead and run these tests one by one to see what's going on here. If we go to, and see, but this is the purpose of this, you know. Let's go. Navigation flow test should maintain income when switching tabs. So let's go to this test over here, and I'm gonna bring this down, and I'm gonna do here first. Okay, so these two are failing. Let me go to where it's failing. Did it revert itself? So what was it looking for? Could not find the correct provider timer above this. Oh, okay. So let's fix that. So we're gonna fix it. That sounds good. We're gonna fix it. I'm gonna do reject. Let's reject that. But basically asking it to fix the merge, like to resolve the merge conflicts, did do what we wanted to do. Let's see what else is I'm gonna ask it to fix it, but maybe not today. Maybe we'll work on this part next week. But what are you doing? It wants to edit a file. Okay, you created some integration tests. Let's see, Flutter test. I'm gonna do that manually again. Flutter test. So this is saying like 47 tests passed, but 4 failed, which is fine. I'm going to reject that again. And I don't like when these coding programs start to, so that's one thing I try to avoid, is having it trying to fit, like to do the entire test, because it's gonna fail. And it's gonna go over and over and over, and it's just gonna cost way too much money to do that. Let me see. Navigation flow should handle. Okay. Unit test. Okay. Yeah, we didn't have that before, I don't believe. Did we have that one before? I don't remember. Okay. Why are you? I don't know. Let me see. Not sure what you're trying to do, to be honest. So I think I'm gonna reject it. I'm gonna cancel it because I think you've done all the merge conflict stuff. Let me see one last time. Okay, verify by running tests. Okay, we got that done. Commit the merge. Let's say we run that command. So the merge should be committed at this point, and we should be done. Sweet. Are we done? Cool. So I have successfully resolved the merge conflicts in 001 drafted technical branch. Here are some, all right, resolve merge changes. Okay, we got all that done. Resolve conflicts in test files, resolve conflicts in PubSpec, fix compilation errors, run Flutter tests, ensure all tests pass, although unite the final run. Yeah, because I'll fix those myself, all right? Stage files and resolve, all right. So let's see, get status. We should be good to go. Sweet, we're done with that part. Nice. All right, so we merged everything, cleaned everything up. Now let's fix these failing tests. So let's start off with this one. And so that one is working. We're not worried about integration tests right now. Let's get this one working. All right, so those two are failing right now. Let me check the storage one. Make sure storage service is passing. And if that, so one is failing. All right, so expected test -2, actual test out -1. All right, so let's go ahead and fix. It's failing in unit tests. All right, so let's close things out. Navigation. So let's do this. So let's fix the navigation flow because we know that was working previously. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna go and take this one, and I'm gonna say,
Lunch break! Lunch break!
what? Already? Already lunch break? Darn it! I was having so much fun. All right. Let's try to fix this real quick. So this test is failing for this reason. I'm going to do that as debug. Can you tell me why it's failing? You don't have to fix it yourself. Let's see if we can fix that real quick, and then next week we'll fix that broken unit test, and then we can fix this whole feature itself, so we can start to get the next phase of this done. I mean, we could have been trying to fix those merge conflicts for the next hour or so, but through Kilo and Gemini and like a few minutes, and most of our tests are working, right? So then next up, we'll just have to, so next week we'll fix the app to remove that extra start button. To only have the, so when you click start, you only have the option of pause, stop, or complete session. And when it isn't started, then we'll do that. All right, so the test is failing primarily because provider not found. The provider stack trace was thrown over here. Oh, looking at that. The test setup in your test, navigation flow, you're pumping main navigation screen directly inside the material app. Oh, I think we had fixed something like this before. Unlike your real app, diagnosis, proposed fix, I need to update the test and navigation to wrap the, similar to how it's done in your main Dart. I will also need, this test should maintain income when switching. So, all right, let's say, can you go ahead and fix this? Do that. Wonder what this one is caused by. Oh, this one's the same issue. So maybe that'll fix both of them. That might fix both of those issues. Yeah, I might fix both of those failing tests. I thought I already committed the merge. All right. And then I'll just run it myself after it does the fix. Let's see here. Navigation flow test. All right. Flutter, I'll test that one myself. Let's go here. Run test. Darn it. Oh, now we're getting a different error. All right, I'm gonna say I ran the test myself, and now we're getting this error. I wonder if this is failing for the same reason. Yep, same reason. And let's do it one more time. See what happens. Uh-oh. So close. Oh, the timeout now is happening. I think we had this one similar. All right, we'll leave it at that. We will leave it at that. We'll fix this, like very minimal left to fix this next week. And then we'll work on making sure that the feature for the timer is working properly and all the things that it's supposed to do can do it. Go from there. But I do want to, let me check the chat real quick, but I do want to get to that last video. Let's see. All right, let's get to this. Let's get to this last topic that I have lined up using my OBS YouTube plugin that I have built over the past few weeks that Rod Brown has not installed yet. However, you were here. He promised to install it tonight, all right? So the topic is not that. Hold on. What is it? I thought I put it in. Hold on. Let me fix that before we go any further. Where is... Let me see. So let's go and do load. Oh my God, that's not supposed to do that. Hold on. Shoot, why did I do that? Give me a second. I am messing things up. Let's go to copy link, and we're gonna go to chat messages. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go okay. All right, and we're gonna go over to messing things up. All right, so I thought I had updated this. Okay, so we're gonna do, what is that topic? Let's go over to, and we're gonna do load. All right, Robert F. Smith. Thought I'd updated this before. Robert F. Smith on AI value creation. Let's go with that. That's kind of short. Robert F. Smith speaks on AI. Yeah, let's go with that. That looks better. All right, that's cool. All right, so the last topic, Robert F. Smith. He speaks on AI value creation. Let's find out what he has to say about that. Let's go to...
Joining us right now to discuss the markets, artificial intelligence, deal making, and so much more. Robert Smith is here. He's the founder and CEO of Vista Equity Partners. He's also the author of Lead Boldly, 7 Principles from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I want to talk about this book. We previewed this a little bit in Davos when we saw you earlier this year. Before we get into that, I want to just get into the whole AI situation and how you're thinking about it, because we've got NVIDIA with their earnings later this afternoon. It seems like everyone's keying off of that. A lot of people are worried that we're living in some kind of, AI bubble. What do you think is really going on here when you look at this cycle?
So a few things. I always say, history doesn't necessarily repeat itself, but it rhymes. What we're seeing again is another general purpose technology, just like the internet. And if you looked at, late 90s, early 2000s.
Exactly. I haven't watched this video, but I've been saying this. I heard Anton say this a bunch of times, but people are like running around with the chickens with their heads cut off. But the people who are running around, they don't do anything anyways, right? But people who look into, okay, how can we maximize the opportunity that we have? I go so much faster. I'm exploring things that I have never imagined I was going to be looking at C++. And now we're going to be starting next week Thursday, we're going to be building a plugin for the Stream Deck. We just built our OBS plugin for YouTube videos that we're using right now to watch this. All right.
And you saw this massive expansion of capital spend. Of course, this is orders of magnitude greater. Some early players in that environment obviously flushed out, and some other later players actually captured massive economic rent at massive economic returns. In this environment today, the interesting thing about it is this new technology has a chance to really transform every industry globally. The compute dynamics require a massive amount of power. And it's interesting, a lot of the early phases of this are all being directed towards one company.
Right.
So the way that technology usually plays out in these markets is there is a first wave, which is the, call it the silicon providers.
Right.
In this case, NVIDIA is getting the vast majority of that economic rent. In fact, well over 60 plus 70% of that activity is, driven towards them. The second wave typically are those who are providing infrastructure and or services. The hyperscalers fall into that category. You have new entrants in that case. And the third wave is usually what I call the application providers.
Right. That's you guys.
That's the world I live in.
Right.
And so we're now starting to see, as we've launched our agentic factory, number of our companies starting to install these systems. So
I'm going to go back to that list that he gave, because he is giving the blueprint of what direction that we should be looking to go in. He probably indirectly listed about 30 to 40 different careers just by giving that list, right? Let's go back real quick.
Going on here when you look at the site,
the internet, and if you looked at late 90s, early 2000, you saw this massive expansion of capital spend. Of course, this is orders of magnitude greater. Some early players in that environment obviously flushed out, and some other later players actually captured massive economic rent at massive economic returns. In this environment today, the interesting thing about it is this new technology has a chance to really transform every industry globally. The compute dynamics require a massive amount of power. And it's interesting, a lot of the early phases of this are all being directed towards one company.
Right.
Energy sector, electrical, like for electricians, data centers, networking type people, all of those. Boom, right there. Those are needed right now.
So the way that technology usually plays out in these markets is there is a first wave, which is the, call it the silicon providers.
Right.
In this case, NVIDIA is getting the vast majority of that economic rent. In fact, well over 60 plus 70% of that activity is, driven towards them. The second wave typically are those who are providing infrastructure and or services. The hyperscalers fall into that category. You have new entrants in that case. And the third wave is usually what I call the application providers.
Right. That's you guys.
That's the world I live in.
Right.
And so we're now starting to see, as we've launched our agentic factory, number of our companies starting to install these systems. So with all that said, when you start to unpack the math around this thing, what it says is you actually have to now start diversifying and cutting call it the cost of compute. Because is that sustainable? You take some of the words that Sam is talking about, where he's going, he's saying, all right, over the next 10 years, I'll need 50 gigawatts of power, and it's about $60 billion to make that per gigawatt. And so you do the math, that's $3 trillion of investments that you need. Long term, I think you're going to see some really interesting returns on those sort of investments. But short term, that is not necessarily sustainable when you take OpenAI, multiply that times Gemini, multiply that times, all right, every one of those.
So, but it's not sustainable. Then what's the investor supposed to think?
So what is now happening is now you see the efficiencies of ecosystems start to play, right? So now you see people moving towards what are more efficient ways to drive this compute. Now you're seeing the AMDs and the broad.
How to optimize the energy usage. So when it first comes out, right, they're just going to be throwing everything at it just to get it to work, get it to like speed, scale, all that, right? But then it's like, okay, now how can we get this to work more efficiently? How can we get this to cost, like to rely on less energy? So how can we get it to do the same that it can do? Because that's what everything is. That's everything that we have. When we look at, we were talking about this at Vibe Code and Chill this past weekend. We started off with we didn't have a TV, right? I'm pretty sure we had newspapers, and then they said, oh, the radio is going to wipe out newspapers. Still got the radio. Then the radio is going to wipe out, or TVs are going to wipe out the radio. We still have newspapers, radio, TV. But we had those big box TVs that had the knobs, and you'd have like your child would be your remote, right? And you only had like 3 channels. Then we started getting cable, we started getting the big screen TVs, then we started getting the plasma TVs, then we started getting the LED TVs. And they were super expensive. I remember back in like '94, my parents bought a big screen TV probably for like $4,000 to $5,000. When I say big screen, it's like those big. It took up half your living room. That's how big that TV was, right? Probably like a 55-inch at the time, but now you can get a 75-inch ultra flat screen TV from a good brand for like $600. For like $600. Efficiency. Prices are going down. People are crying affordability. When I bought my first 32-inch plasma, I think it was, maybe, was it a plasma? It might have been like one of the first, I think it was LCD, right? Because they had plasma, LCD, and then LED, right? But I paid for like this open box 32-inch TV. I paid like $600 for it from, I think, H.H. Gregg or something like that. And now you could probably get a 32-inch under $100. Affordability is actually going down. Like, things are getting cheaper. Maybe not the things that I don't know. It's weird. It is weird. How much? Let me see something. How much was first iPhone? $499 was the first iPhone. So the first iPhone was $499, June 29th, 2007, for the 4 gig model, and $599 for the 8 gig model. Now we're like, oh my God, iPhones are so expensive. But you're getting like 100 times the gigs. Like, how much for iPhone 17 Pro Max, right? iPhone 17 Pro Max, did it have a price on there? It's I never thought about this till now, right? The iPhone 17 Pro Max from Apple, right? 256 gigs of disk space, right? I don't even know how much memory it has and stuff like that, but it's $1,200. So do a calculator real quick. I'm to my string. Let's do a calculator, and we're gonna say 256 divided by 4. You get 64 times more space for a little bit over double the price of when it first came out. Come on. Like, prices are actually going down. Prices are going down. All right. Anyways, let's finish this up.
Com's now becoming beneficiaries of that, because they've got to bring that cost down. They got to bring that $60 billion per gigawatt down to something closer to 20 or 15 or whatever it might be. So there's efficiencies in hardware that's going to need that to happen. There's going to have to be efficiencies in utilization of the software, CUDA systems, all those sort of things. You have to see efficiencies of the utilization at the edge. Do you actually need that level of compute for all applications? And in the enterprise, you actually don't, is what we're finding. So those are the dynamics that are going on.
What about the economics? Because you live in the private equity world, which includes debt. You lever some of your investments. That's what you do.
Right.
One of the things that we're seeing right now is both some of the big hyperscalers and others, including Oracle and others, are taking out loans for the first time, basically ever, to finance this stuff.
Right.
You got private credit vehicles and companies like Blue Owl that are on the hook for some of this. Yeah. People are wondering whether that all makes sense. And then we're seeing these deals that some people are describing as circular, where you'll see Microsoft, for example, invest in Anthropic, and Anthropic is going to then turn around and run its business through Azure.
Right.
Is this a red flag to you? Is this normal course of business? Is this what?
Yeah. Again, these ecosystems are evolving, and the efficacy of them, the amount of power required for the compute, for ultimately what will be the inference, not only the foundational models but the inference, infrastructure. There's going to be this evolution. There are going to be some huge winners, and there are going to be a number of losers in this context. Just like in the internet, when we first did the first build outs in late '90s, early 2000s. You remember the global crossing. A bunch of fiber we had to lay, and then all of a sudden companies are become very challenged, and then later that became the commodity that everyone needed and became profitable once it went through its restructuring dynamic. So I think we're really in that dynamic motion of these different equilibrium states. The difference here at this moment in time, from what I can see, is the vast majority of the energy and effort is being driven right now towards one hardware vendor that will get diversified over time. Now, that hardware vendor has figured out how to take advantage of their pricing, their capability, and their scale to deliver returns.
How much time have you spent on this question about depreciation of the value of all these chips? Because that seems to underlie sort of the whole economics.
There's a renewal cycle that has to occur, right? And that's going to be some efficiencies. You know, Elon takes a different approach and is like, listen, brute force it, right? In some respects, and get as many chips and the configurations in the cluster so that you can be more effective and just deal with what I call the replacement cycles. These are all part, you know, it's all math, right? But it's all part of the equation that certain of these aspects of infant mortality on these chips are known, and certain are going to be new in these different cluster environments.
You're in the app business or the enterprise level of this. We're talking about the agentic side of this, which you're involved in now, and how you actually use this technology. I mean, you have an agent for yourself.
I do.
So what does this agent do? How does it work?
So my agent has a number of aspects that help me run our business and run Vista. There are agents that are actually do things like report the news around the different theaters, what's happening in Asia, what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in North America, Latin America, et cetera, that has relevancy for, you know, the business that I'm in. One part of the agent is actually focused on what we just talked about. What are the innovations in AI that are occurring? What are the papers that are being published? And what are the implications?
So this is like having a research assistant for you. That's bringing that you wake up in the morning and you get a dashboard, or you're asking it questions, and you've given it a prompt that's doing this for you.
I have a dashboard, and some are pre-prompted in essence, because I'm asking the same sort of questions. What's happening in the portfolio? For instance, we launched now, you know, our agentic factory. You and I chatted about that, and now we've got 19 companies as of this morning that have an agentic solution, an enterprise-class agentic solution being sold into the marketplace, real revenues and productivity in the companies that they are offering. I track the KPIs of that. What is the actual, you know, what's the economic rent pickup we're getting from what was a SaaS model into an agentic?
What is the most successful of the 19 right now? What's
one of the ones that's most interesting is one of our companies, Gainsight. And if you look,
this is crazy. This is like this. He is telling you, all of us, but you in particular, yes, I'm talking to you. He is telling you, we're done with that. He is telling you where the careers are going. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about AI agent engineer. That is exactly what that's what he's talking about. He's talking about it in a business form, but guess what? We are the tech people. We are the AI agent engineers, where we're going to be building this stuff. That this is who he's looking for. People who are not afraid of AI, who are tech savvy, who know how to write the code, Python, who's not afraid to get their hands dirty and go and explore, not afraid to mess up, who don't get frustrated when it doesn't work the first time, the first 100 times, the first 1,000 times. That's not who he's like. He's looking for those who are going to go out there and get it. He's giving us the blueprint right there. People are so afraid, oh, all these jobs are going to be lost, doom and gloom, doom and gloom. Yeah, guess what? 70, 80% of jobs, they might be lost, but guess what? 100 to 150 to 200% of new jobs are going to be created in the AI age. But are you going to be ready for them? Or are you just going to sit and whine and complain, and then 20 years down the road, now you want to pivot into AI when the next technology is coming out? It's all up on you. It is all up to you. Thank you so much, Robert F. Smith, for that golden piece of information. This is what I've been saying to you guys. Stop being the doom and gloom people. There is not going to be no UBI. You're not, like, your UBI is what you get now from the government. Like, there's not going to be UBI. You have to work. Go out there and get it. All right. That's all I got for you. That is all that I got for you guys tonight. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm gonna check the chat one last time, and I'm gonna read this again because I appreciate it so much. My guy, your car, with the $100 super chat. Just wanted to pop in and say many blessings, brother. Many blessings to you as well. Salute to you and the bag chasers. Shout out to the bag chasers out there. And lastly, my guy Rod Brown says, my mind is blown. I'm telling you, we got to make sure that we're making the right moves, the right decisions. People hate the millionaires and the billionaires, and now the trillionaires. They hate them. But I say, what do they want? What is their need? Because they're not going to be the ones who are writing the code, building the AI agents. Robert F. Smith is not building his own AI agents, but I'm pretty sure he's paying the bag. I'm sure he is paying. I'll tell you right now, AI agent engineer. Junior. It's going to be. We're going to cover it in the video tomorrow. But AI agent engineer, a junior AI agent engineer, starting salary is around $150,000 a year. A senior software developer, their average salary is about $170 per year. A senior AI agent engineer, about $250. Tune in tomorrow as we discuss it. But they're telling us what they need. Are we going to fight them and say, no, you must take this job. You must accept me as a Starbucks barista? Or are we going to say, oh, you guys want to do AI? Well, let me see how we can integrate AI into creating the coffee mixture and delivering it to the client, whatever, right? So it's all up to you. It is all up to you. Rod Brown, my mind is absolutely blown as well. All right. Like I said, tune in tomorrow, noon Eastern time. We're going to be talking about AI agent engineers. The next move, especially if you already have a tech background, it is for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to Rod Brown. Shout out to Junior. Shout out to Magnetar. And a special shout out to my guy, Yakar. All right. But that's it for tonight. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yeah. Shut up. Finally hit that checkpoint. They said it couldn't be done, but they ain't on this road. Windows down. Bass all the way up. Just ride. All this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass, now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind, all that negativity, I just pay it no mind. It's that next phase, feeling yeah the vision's clear, all the doubt they had is fading in the rear view mirror. Yeah, they don't know the hours that I had to put in, all the door they shut that I had to kick in, all the nights I missed, all the sleep I lost. They just see the shine, they don't know the cost. Remember nights I was praying for a breakthrough, staring at the ceiling, wondering what I'm gon' do. Man, the burnout's real, that'll push right through it. Had a vision in my head, I just had to stick to it. All the talk was cheap, man, that noise was loud. Had to block them out, separate from the crowd. They was throwing dirt, trying to cloud the name, while I was in the lab, building out the frame. Every line of code, every hour on the stream was a brick I laid for the whole damn dream. This ain't happened overnight, this was slow cooked. Every L I took was a lesson in the textbook. Now I'm on the highway, cruise set at 80, feeling like the man, yeah, I'm feeling like maybe I was built for this, maybe it's my time. This milestone's a checkpoint, not the finish line. The bass from the 808 shaking the whole whip. Took a deep breath, man, I'm enjoying the trip. This is just a preview of the movie, not the end. Time to hit the gas and do it all again. Oh, this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass, now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind, all that negativity, I just pay it no mind. It's that next phase feeling, yeah, the vision's clear. All the doubt they had is fading in the rear view mirror. So I'm rolling solo, just me and my thoughts, plotting on the next move, connecting the dots. This milestone is sweet, yeah, I'ma let it soak in, but the blueprint for the this one is already spoken, and new exists, man, the vision's panoramic. They was sleeping on a kid, now they in a panic, trying to jump on board, trying to ride the wave. The same ones who doubted, the same ones who caved. I just tip the hat, I don't hold a grudge. From where I'm sitting, man, I'm way too far above all the petty drama, all that he said, she said. I'm just focused on the profit, focused on the bread. Optimistic for the future, cause I built the past. Got the foundation solid, know this thing will last. This that tech coach vision, this that pioneer flow. Planted all the seeds, now I'm about to watch it grow to a whole new level, to a different height. I ain't even worried, man, the future's looking bright. It's that round midnight vibe, feeling so alive. Some folks just survive, man, I'm learning how to thrive. So I let the beat rock, fast and heavy bass, while my mind is slow, steady, winning the race. Got the plan laid out for the next 5 years. Cheers to the hustle, man, and cheers to the tear. Oh, this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass, now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind, all that negativity, I just pay it no mind. It's the next phase, feeling, yeah, the vision's clear. All the doubt they had is fading in the rear view mirror.
And I won't let them break me, no matter what they send my way. This highway's open, and I'm focused, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Yeah, just like that. The beat ride. That negativity can't even catch up, man. We on a different frequency. Phase 1, complete. Phase 2, loading.